Today we are continuing on with our herbology series, and we're going to talk about sage today. Now, for some of you, you are probably well aware of this herb, and this herb is what we would say is an aromatic herb, and it's often associated with the mint family, believe it or not. It's native to the Mediterranean region. Obviously, you can find it in a number of other areas around the world as well. Now, before we get any further, I would like to remind you I'm not a medical practitioner. Err on the side of caution if you're breastfeeding, pregnant, or on medications. So sage, how would you often consume it? Well, often it would be consumed through making a tea, or it would be dried and used in cooking. Obviously, you can also get it made into a tincture, and you may even be able to have it fresh as well. Now, it's got a sort of usual range of nutrients, I guess you might say, for a plant. However, it is quite high in what we would call vitamin K, about more than 10% of the daily recommended amount. It's also quite high in a lot of antioxidant properties as well, as with many plants that we love to eat. So, what kind of things can this assist with? Well, I'll go through that list now. So one of them is that it can boost cognitive function. It may also treat inflammation. It can strengthen your immunity. It can improve oral health, improve bone health as well. It can assist women with menopausal symptoms. Some people use it in their skincare for particular skin conditions. Use it to manage diabetes, aid in digestion, and also managing cholesterol. Now, as I said before, if you're on any medications to try and mitigate some of those discomforts, diseases, illnesses within the body, then obviously adding particular herbs, you've got to be careful. You may wish to talk to your medical practitioner and also a naturopath as well about incorporating herbs to replace or to minimize your use of medications. So culturally, obviously some of you would be aware of the Native American use of the herb, often significant for them in regards to the purpose of purifying and carrying prayers to the spiritual realm. And you can also find different cultural, or actually should I say very similar cultural stories throughout Europe and the Middle East, in which they also often would use it for purifying and protecting sacred spaces of worship or whatever that might be for them. And then also, again, in Asia, particular cultures would use it to cleanse and also meditate. So, yeah, I'm a bit surprised I haven't talked about this herb before. It is quite common, although it depends on what culture you're in and where you are and obviously where you reside. Apologies about the interesting lighting for this video today. I've misplaced the tripod, and if you've got any questions or any particular herbs that you'd actually like me to cover, I mean, we've got such a vast variety of them. You can see behind me is what we call maloca, which is a lot like a tea tree. That's a really beautiful plant. I often would pick that and then burn that for particular reasons, and I tend to prefer to use native plants instead of having to import in sage for such ceremonial purposes. I have reasons for that, and most of those reasons are that it's quite important to connect with the plants of the land that you're on. And this is not necessarily to vilify sage. It's not the purpose of sharing that, but it's also to show you that you can find probably native plants where you are, if sage is actually not native to you, that you may be able to then use for ceremonial purposes as well. So yes, I'll leave it for here, and we'll see you in the next vlog.